Hello, everybody, and welcome to Paranormal Brew. I'm your host, Taryn, in case you didn't know that. I hope you do if you're watching. Tonight, I have a very good friend of mine, host of Fear of the Living podcast, Chris Crimy. And Chris has a lot of information about Scientology, which I know nothing about. So it's going to be a fun show. I always love to have people on that can teach me and educate me and help me to learn about things like that. So, I'm happy to have Chris on to talk about it and give us a little bit, give us a little lesson in Scientology, and why it seems to come as so taboo and stuff like that. So without further ado, let me bring my friend on, Chris.
Hey, how you doing?
Destination Spooky is checking in. Hey, Vic. I rode past the Philadelphia branch of the Church of Scientology once on a Segway.
I'm curious, Vic, was that empty at the time, or was there a lot of people there?
Wow. Hey, Florio. How are
I
you?
I gotta go watch the video. Hey, Florio. Sorry.
Hi, Kristen. Yeah.
Kristen?
Yeah. So I didn't even know that I've never seen a Scientology church or anything like that. I didn't realize that they had. I found the picture on Google, the one that I used for this, for the event banner, but well, first of all, let's talk about you for a second. And just for my audience sake's purposes, Chris Crimy is not living in his mother's basement. He has a house. He has his own.
Did somebody suggest that?
I don't know. Not in this chat, but I just want to be clear, So you are from where, Chris?
No, I have jokes for that. No, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
From Baltimore, Maryland.
Originally.
Yes, and now you're in Florida, right? You in Florida?
Yes, I'm in the Central Florida area.
It's usually empty in my experience. Okay.
We'll address that later. Yeah.
So, I talked to you today. I mean, I kind of threw it on you, because
you did.
I did. I was thinking about it for some crazy reason. I woke up this morning and I was like, what is about Scientology? And I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, Chris knows about Scientology. So I was just like, hey, do you want to come on and talk about Scientology? Because I have no idea about it. So before we get into that, though, just give everybody a little bit of a background about yourself. Chris is also host of Fear the Living podcast. So if you don't follow that on YouTube, please go like and follow and sub to his channel. It's really, really good. If you're a skeptic, you'll love it. If you're a skeptical believer, you'll like it. If you're a believer, you probably will have some choice words for Chris. But
if you want to have fun, you'll
like a hardcore believer.
We have fun on that show. Yeah. And you helped me launch it. Taryn was an original host in the first
and I will come back and I'll come back and I'll
Taryn is scheduled to come back. Not officially on any, there's no date yet, but right. Taryn will be back on multiple occasions, I predict.
Yeah. I like doing the podcast with you guys. So you and Stevie, I like doing that with you guys. It's always fun. And like I said, I love learning, and I've learned a lot since I've been friends with you guys. So I love that. So without further ado, let's get into you. Just a little background. Were you ever into the paranormal?
I would say I was always paranormal curious.
Okay.
So like I get bored. I worked a lot of overnight jobs, so I would get bored, and it's funny because I'm going to mention it here. I would um I would research about 3 or 4 specific things on the internet just to pass my time and follow the little conspiracy theories and stuff. Paranormal, ghosts, aliens, and Scientology. Those are the things that I would. Those
So
are the things
what?
that I would look at.
So so does Scientology fall in with those categories? Like why?
Oh, not at all. It's just a weird thing.
Okay, okay,
I was
that's
curious
why I
about it.
wanted to talk about it because it's. I said I know it's not paranormal per se, but it is strange from what
Yeah,
I.
I was a Tom Cruise fan growing up as a kid. Like most people were Tom Cruise fans. Some people still are, and some people have no clue just how much he is in the know and how close he is with David Miscavige, the guy running Scientology right now,
So
and how
so
much he knows. So
all right. So the best of your knowledge, take us into Scientology, like how it started. Um, and then, I mean, it seems to be like such a taboo thing or such a culty type thing or you know what I mean?
no, it's culty. Yeah, yeah.
Kenny just said it's culty. It's Scientology is a cult.
It is a cult. Yes, it is. That's bottom line. And the thing is, like anything else, you can't I can't if you have a friend who's trying to destroy my reputation, but that friend is always there for you. I'm not saying you personally would do this, Terry, but you might take offense to it if I tell you that friend is a horrible person. You won't
Right.
believe me until that person turns on you.
Correct.
And that's kind of how cults work too.
Right.
So you can't even tell them it's a cult. If you say it's a cult, you're really offending them. Like
Right.
I think I know better than to be in a cult. I'm
Right.
intelligent. Yeah, I have a degree. Some people do. A lot of Scientologists don't, and it's not because Scientologists are just dumb. It's a lot of the, especially for Sea Org. We'll get into specifics. I know you're not going to know what I'm talking about with Sea Org, but some people are born into and grow up in Scientology. What did Chris just say?
She said it's like Fight Club. You don't talk about Scientology.
No, no, they can talk about Scientology. They can talk about approved Scientology stuff. They can't talk about some things though.
Right. And I remember from the first time I ever heard about Scientology. It's funny you bring it up. Was like Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes. I
Me
think
too.
Katie Holmes said that she left him because she couldn't deal with the Scientology stuff. I think that was one of the reasons
He
that.
wanted their daughter Siri to join the Sea Org.
Yeah. Oh, so
And
let's.
go ahead.
Oh, so hi Scarborough. Hi folks. Scientology is so odd. L. Ron Hubbard, right? A freaking sci-fi author.
A horrible sci-fi author, yes. He was his passion was writing sci-fi. He wrote a ton of sci-fi, and I don't know how much we're going to end up hopping around this conversation, but because it's hard to, it's so much, there's so much info. But one of his novels, and it was also made into a movie starring 2 Scientologists, Tom Cruise, and actually I don't know if Tom Cruise was in that, but I know that I'm drawing a blank, freaking Saturday Night Fever, Grease,
John
John Travolta.
Travolta.
John Travolta was definitely in it, and it was called Battlefield Earth. That was the masterpiece of L. Ron Hubbard. That level OT3 of Scientology's levels was based on, and you might have heard of OT3. It's one of the most famous things to leak out of Scientology that they are not supposed to talk about.
No, Chris, I don't know anything about Scientology. So
Oh,
you're
you in for
literally.
it? Great.
So that's why I wanted you because I wanna learn about it. And not, I wanna learn how it was made and how who came up with it and how it's just become it's like a religion, right? They classify it
Yeah,
as a religion?
uh, I'll explain it. Yeah,
Okay, good.
it all started when L. Ron Hubbard was born. No, L. Ron Hubbard was oh, the Travolta one with Travolta being in, yeah, that's the one. L. Ron Hubbard was trying to create something for himself. He was trying to become a well-known self-help guru expert type guy. So he was stealing things, little bits and pieces of Buddhism and other types of practices that are just not mainstream, and meshing them all together and threw them in Dianetics, which is now known as, like, you think of it as like the Bible of Scientology. And I can't. I'm sorry if I get the timing off, and I don't remember exactly when Dianetics happened,
All
but
right. Well, what is Dianetics? What is that?
it's a book L. Ron Hubbard wrote that is
Okay.
basically the tenets of Scientology, basically just what makes Scientology what it is. It's a lot of contradictions. It's a lot of mumbo jumbo. It doesn't make sense. There was a day when I was working at Barnes and Noble as a stock clerk that I was helping at the information booth.
Very good.
so so I was working in the information booth, and some lady, apparently we had a table at the front of Barnes and Noble. I don't know why. That was all Dianetics because it was a big seller in, I guess, some point in the mid 90s or early 90s. And some lady told me, said, this is amazing, you have to read it. So I took one with me on my break, and I couldn't understand what I was reading.
Right.
And I thought, well, this guy's such a genius, I couldn't quite follow his words. Maybe I'm just too dumb for this stuff. Turns out he just wrote like an idiot. I mean, it was just a lot of stuff he made up and threw together on pages.
Okay.
But he was trying to get his self-help methods into the medical journals. He wanted to be officially recognized, and the medical journals rejected him.
Well, because it sounds like he wasn't making sense about anything.
Right. So, and I'm generalizing. I'm so sorry. I'm so rusty on the Scientology stuff, so I'm trying to make sure I don't get anything wrong. So if I
Right.
overgeneralize, it's because I don't want to misspeak.
Right. Okay.
But I will say what I'm certain about is he was trying to get into the medical journals. He got rejected and decided to create his own medical self-help group called Scientology. And then he began in an increasing amount of obtaining debt from the IRS.
So L. Ron Hubbard is the one that created Scientology?
It was L. Ron Hubbard.
Okay. Now I remember hearing that name, and that would probably be the only thing that I know about Scientology. And I didn't even know he
Right.
created Scientology. I just remember hearing his name.
Right.
And Scarborough saying, "Oh, right,
Yeah.
Dynamics was having commercials constantly
The
back when we watched
yeah.
TV in the 90s." And he also said, "I think maybe he looked at Mormonism and said, 'Hold my beer.'"
Maybe. Basically, those commercials, if I remember them correctly, they look like Join the Marines commercials, but they were for Sea Org.
Uh, uh, Rumble. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses. Rumble. Sorry. L. Ron is repetitive, so he can hypnotize people. His writing is exhausting.
There's something to that. Absolutely. He got so in debt with the IRS that he would take his boat and he would like be offshore where he can't be arrested. And the only way to get out of debt with the IRS, to be square with it, was to turn it into a religion officially. Which, by the way,
How do you do that?
um,
How do you turn something? How do
I'm
you?
gonna send you a link you can add to this show in your comments or your description for Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. He actually handles this. John Oliver, during an episode of Last Week Tonight, created a religion legally. It's too easy to start a religion. There's just got to follow a certain amount of paperwork and a certain amount of rules, and they'll say, okay, you're a religion now. It doesn't make sense to me because my understanding of religion goes back before anything we can remember that we would know of in our time. And hopefully it's right if you believe in it. But now it's organized religion. I think anything created after 1960 and 70 is just bunk. It's all just made up.
Right.
And I mean, you can make up a religion in good faith and you can worship Tinkerbell. I won't care if you're not hurting anybody.
Right.
But these people hurt people.
Hi, misbehaving. She says, "Are we pro Scientology here?" I have to tell you,
No.
I don't know anything about Scientology, which is why I have Chris on to educate me and my guests, or I mean, and my viewers about Scientology because I don't know anything about it. So
Yeah.
I'm learning. So I have no idea.
So what do you think happens when you turn an organization that owes a lot, that would owe a lot of money to the IRS, turns into a religion? What happens then?
Um, they have to hide, maybe.
No, no. So they become a religion. They become tax exempt.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Now
so
this happened after Hubbard. This was David Miscavige's doing in, I believe, 1993. Scientology received its recognition as a religion and got tax exemption. There is a video you can find on YouTube of this event celebrating. Most of the people at that event I've met in person or met online, and have either talked to on my podcast or ex Scientologists now. But there was this big
oh,
celebration.
so they made themselves a religion so that they could be tax exempt. They didn't have to pay tax.
Exactly. And
Gotcha.
now they kind of just are above the law almost, it would seem.
um,
Um,
Scarborough saying, I know that L. Ron popped up around the magic stuff around the rocket programs in California and nonsense. Bizarre did a whole series of podcasts on it, and it's been a hit since I've listened to their episodes.
yeah.
Um, Rumble is saying, Cult of Scientology started calling members parishioners, put a Christian cross on their buildings, called their bullshit scripture and Sunday meetings church. And
They do have church meetings where it's just like a boardroom where they're all just doing weird things. Yeah. Um,
misbehaving said, "Thank goodness," because I guess we're not pro.
right.
And and misbehaving, which I like the name.
They
Um,
held her hostage for hours.
she said, "I went to check them out years ago, and they basically held me hostage for hours." Wow, I would
Where
love
was
to.
that misbehaving?
Yeah, I would love to have her kind of fill in some blanks here because I know nothing about them. That's really cool.
Because unless you're at one of their main bases, one of the more active bases, that's why I mentioned earlier the yeah, they're protected. Their bases are usually just created around the world and around the country to look bigger, and they're mostly empty. They're mostly empty. I've
So
been to
what
an
do they
empty
do?
one.
So what do they do at the buildings? Okay, wait, we're jumping all over the place. Like,
We are. It's kind of hard because there's a lot to cover, and if you want to go chronologically, there's no way we can do it live, probably, because people are going to ask questions that are relevant, and there's going to
right,
be answers that don't
right,
fit the order of things.
right. Kristen is saying misbehaving. I would have been annoying. They would have been begging me to leave.
Imagine the worst ever experience at a timeshare. You know.
Rumble says they are MLM, but use the church stuff to gain tax protection. What's what's
They have
MLM?
rent multi-level marketing, like
Oh, okay,
the
okay.
triangle. Yeah. They do that stuff all the time. They absolutely are involved in that.
Misbehaving said it was the building off of Franklin Drive near Hollywood.
There you go. Yeah, in Hollywood, that's one of the main active ones.
The building was enormous. So, so
Is
I
it
guess
the big blue boat? The bill? I'm sorry. What's that?
they would let anybody just go. Not that I'm not believing misbehaving. I'm just saying. So, like, I could just walk into a Scientology and be curious and talk to them, and like
That's
if
good
it's
wording.
culty, and like and if it's and there's some things they don't want you to know, like how would they just trust anybody to come in and
Well, they are very paranoid. You can go. Let's
Scarborough?
urban explorer. Scientology. We'd have to break in and still breaking and entering. They have cameras. The one I went to didn't have cameras. I don't think I couldn't find any cameras.
Oh
But
wow.
we'll get into that later.
Wow, Rumble would have been good to have on too. She said, I have been protesting them for the last 5 years. I just
Rumble's
saw
into it.
for this
Okay.
live. Oh, awesome.
Hey Rumble, good to have you here. Yeah, so it is so what'll happen is you can go in there. If I go in there, I think they might know who I am. They may turn me right out. They may reject me right away. Um But you can go in there and be curious, of course, and that's one of their campaign ads. Curious, because
Right.
they want people to look into it so they can reel you in with the sales pitch. It's a lot of sales. They're trying to get you into the Scientology, and they start with a questionnaire. You'll fill out a questionnaire, kind of just like how you feeling. Are you ever depressed? This kind of things. What would you do in this situation? Very long one, by the way. And then they will say, well, you could use our help. And then they will ask you to join their church, but the next session is going to cost you some money, but we can finance that. And it grows from there. It's very predatory.
So so how do all the members congregate? Like how do they is it since these buildings are empty,
Yeah.
how do
It
they
depends on who they are,
how do they
right?
get
So
their
there's
word out?
there's two like real levels of Scientology. I hope I'm getting this straight. There's two levels. What we like to acknowledge the third level as being celebrity, right? So there's regular Scientologists. They're just people who go to church, or like just comparing to organized religion. They're just members.
Okay.
They want to get up that bridge and they want to get total freedom is what they call it. They're climbing a bridge like a ladder, which makes no sense. But you're climbing the bridge and you want to go up your levels, OT1 to OT9 or whatever, and you're doing it on your own pace, but you're paying dues. And that's the whole thing. You're paying the money. You're paying the money. But you know what? The stuff you're learning from Scientology, it's crap, but you think it's working. It's placebo, right? And you're like, oh, I'm living the best life I've ever lived because of Scientology. And you know why I know that? Because Tom Cruise tells me so. Because ever since I joined Scientology, I've been best. I think studies show if we are more confident and positive with ourselves, we can do more for ourselves. We can be more successful,
So is
and
it
that's
so
just a
they try
mentality thing.
so are they trying to sell themselves as like a self-help type of an organization? Like,
Well, self help, but religion. I think we need to get to OT3 because that's going to explain a lot.
okay.
But it takes them a while. It takes people a long time to get to OT3 because it's so expensive to get there, like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Okay, so what's OT1? Let's start there. What's OT1, OT2, and then
So
what
now
is
I'm gonna have
OT?
trouble remembering exactly what OT1 is because I've always been so focused on OT3.
But don't you have to know the other two to get to the
Yeah,
OT3?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
I didn't do them.
that's
But
okay.
the
Perfect. What does OT stand for?
operating Thetan,
Operating what?
Thetan,
Phaeton?
Thetan. Yeah.
Oh, Dick,
OT3 will tell you what a Thetan is. You don't even know what a Thetan is yet till you get to OT3.
a Phaeton?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Satan, but with a TH?
that's right. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. So when you do this questionnaire and they tell you to come back, a lot of people will come back and they will hold the cans. You might have seen these tin cans people hold on wires. There's like a little meter going while they answer questions. It's almost like a makeshift lie detector test.
And they literally put this on you while
Yeah,
they're
you just hold the cans and they ask you questions, and it's called auditing. They audit you, and they're going to ask you some. It doesn't matter how old you are either. We'll get into the age thing in a minute too. You hold these cans. They'll ask you personal questions. They ask you questions, and look, this is all documented, and it's considered legally protected, like in a church when you go to confession. They'll hold that information. So if something important never comes out that's meaningful that you need in court, and it came out in an auditing session, that you did that misbehaving, yeah.
wow.
When it comes out in
I
an
might
auditing
have to have a
session, you're
part.
gonna have a bitch in court getting that information to be available for the court, even if you're the one who said the things in the session and you want them used in court.
Really? I
Mhm.
might have to have a part two to this and see if Miss Behaven wants to come on and rumble because
Well, yeah, she has a personal experience with it in Rumble too. Yeah,
personal questions, that's none of the business.
none of the it doesn't makes no consideration for who you are or how you think or what your mental state is. They're just I feel like you're just collecting dirt on people. I feel like you're just collecting dirt on people.
Okay, so all right, hold on a second. There's people. Let me. Okay, so um, So
Yeah. Yeah.
wait a minute. Okay, so
I'm
misbehaved.
reading some of these.
Yeah, I tried. Then they tried to sell me all kinds of shit. My friend and I went together, and they separated us for one. That would freak
Yeah.
me out. We finally found each other hours later and had to escape. That sounds creepy already.
It's completely believable, by the way.
Scarborough, oh, you have to pay to join.
You have to pay
Rumble,
to keep inside. Yeah.
Rumble says they would love you to walk in. They will bore the hell out of you and try to sell you programs.
And books. The
And
books to
misbehave.
study. Yeah.
They used to put flyers in every newspaper saying, "Come check us out," and they would give certain times.
In
Um,
certain states and cities, there are Super Bowl commercials every year.
Scarborough says David Cross does stand-up material about them.
Yes, he
Huh,
does.
okay. Rumble says it's a personality test. Um,
Well, that's what they
and
tell you.
and misbehave said yes. Questionnaire. What do you want to change about yourself? That went on a long time, and I was getting pissy. Then they took us to a movie room that was basically a vault that they
This is
closed. I would be freaked out. I would just be
this
freaked
is
out.
the video she probably saw. It depends on how long ago it was. I think they may have updated it. Is like an old video with an actual well-known actor in it, and I can't remember the exact specifics of the video, but it's available online. That I shit you not, if you're thinking clearly when you're watching this video, you're going, "What the hell did I just see? What
Really.
the hell did I just watch?" It is crazy.
Um,
It's the indoctrination video.
she said, closed us in to watch some video that made no sense. Basically, introducing Ron. The doors on this vault were no joke a foot thick. Like I would be freaked out. Like I would be afraid I was going to get sold and my organs would be harvested.
But by the way, regarding L. Ron Hubbard, he is he after he
Hey, Blue
passed
Rider.
away, they made rooms for him, like a room for him, an office in every location for when he comes
Really?
back. For when he comes back,
Um,
which should have happened by now, but based on the theology. But yeah,
Rubble says the OTs are just levels. They are crazy and you can search them.
well,
Scarborough,
T3 is a little more intense.
Satan is aliens in your blood.
That's an OT3 thing. Yeah, that's what a Thetan is. Thetan is exactly what it is. Let me just go ahead and skip the OT3, and we'll come back around and
Okay,
go through
okay.
it, because I think that'll help us understand everything better. You, so OT3 is basically you learn the origin of Scientology, the origin of all of your problems, Taryn. This is it.
Okay.
So what happened was this Lord Universal Interdimensional, whatever, I don't know, Galactic Lord Xenu was in charge of taking care of the overpopulation problem in the universe. So he took all these aliens from all these different planets and froze them, brought them in, I don't know why, DC 10 airplanes. Don't know where DC 10 airplanes came from before Earth. Brought them to what will later become the planet Earth, dropped their frozen bodies into a volcano.
Wait, so these people actually believe this, or they're just, or do you think they're just saying they believe this to get? Uh,
Like accept it as, well, that's what they want us to think. So okay, sure, because I want to get to the
or
I
do
want
they
to get
really
to the
like? So Tom Cruise believes that aliens were dropped into a volcano, and
I don't know if Tom Cruise believes it, but a lot of them do. Yeah.
but this is their belief, right? Like this is the
This is it. This is the main tenets
Okay, go ahead.
of everything they
Sorry,
do.
I don't mean to. I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt
you're
you.
fine. You're
I'm
fine,
just
because
trying to wrap my.
this is going to make sense on other things we talked about already, and we'll talk about.
Okay, go ahead.
When they drop these frozen aliens into the volcanoes, their ghosts almost escaped. So Xenu had to cast a net to capture them, put them in movie theaters all over the world to be brainwashed with organized religion beliefs about Jesus. And all these thetans now exist throughout time in our bodies like parasites, making us do the worst things we do. If it wasn't for these damn thetans, we'd be saints, man. But we now have to go audit on the cans and get out all our worst moments and worst decisions and choices in life to become thetan free and be clear someday. You might have heard the word clear. You want to get clear of all these thetans.
So it's basically like they're mimicking.
Yeah, your mind's blown. I know.
Yeah, like it's almost like in some ways they're trying to. It almost sounds like Catholicism, but in a different, like this isn't going to sound right. Like it's not Catholicism, but the way that they're trying to practice, they're trying to make themselves the God, essentially.
I think Elrond's like Jesus or something in this equation.
Yeah, like they're the God, and when you're clearing
I mean,
yourself, that's
he actually, there's an audio recording of him saying he's the Antichrist, and I've had trouble making sense of that. But yeah.
Scarborough says my coworker just mentioned the DC-10.
DC-10s, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not making that shit up.
I think Tom Cruise believes this shit.
They may.
My brain right now is where, like, how do people, like, so people actually believe this?
He may believe this shit, but he sure as hell supports the abuses of the children and the people who are members of Scientology.
Tom Cruise was helped massively by Scientology. I mean, before he flipped out on Oprah's couch on stage. I remember that when he was like,
yeah, that kind of random. So look, that was, I told you stage one of one level of Scientology. The other kind of Scientology is what I mentioned earlier.
So they think like people that aren't a part of them and didn't go through this process with the ruins and clearing out your system. We all have these thetans in our blood and we're evil.
Well, I mean, just we're not evil. We can all be fixed with auditing.
Or the things that we do wrong are because we have these
thetans. Caused by these thetans, which I think is really disrespectful to these alien ghosts who may have been just very fine aliens,
Like, this is insane.
It is. Don't tell that to a Scientologist, though.
But they believe this. It's just like, it's almost like it's almost as shocking to me as people that believe that the earth is flat.
Wait, it's not?
Shut up. Okay. All right. So go ahead. Okay.
So the Sea Org is the elite of Scientology. If you can be in the Sea Org, it makes you feel special.
Well, how do you get there? Like, are there things that you have to do
to get in the Sea Org?
Yeah. Like, I mean, like, okay. So
most people are born into it now, but yeah. They've signed people into Sea Org at the age of 13 in recorded history. I think it may have been younger, but they sign people into Sea Org without parents' knowledge, and sometimes the parents just don't care. The parents are busy trying to get to their total freedom, so they don't want to be interrupted. So like, just join, honey. Just do your thing. Do what they tell you. Oh shit! Well, I just hit something on my headset here. Here we go. Sorry.
So what do they have to do though? Like, what are the rules? Like, what are
what are the rules?
Yeah, like what Oh,
there are rules.
Yeah, like what do they have to do to get to where they're at? Like,
yeah. I think Rumble's right about that. The Sea Org is kind of people who can't afford to pay for courses. They basically get paid $50 a week to be there. Some of them in very bad living conditions. Again, some of them are children abandoned by their parents because their parents are busy trying to get their total freedom.
The Sea Org is for the people who cannot afford to pay for courses. So you have to take these you have to take these courses to get to next levels, right? And then
yeah, but usually the Sea Org is used for, beyond what it's supposed to be, it's used for manual labor a lot. So,
okay.
When Tom Cruise gets married to Katie Holmes, Sea Org is very involved in setting all that up and putting it together. Probably serving people. There is something called the Hole. If you disappoint David Miscavige, you could look at him the wrong way. He may hit you, but you'll also go to the Hole. Or if you break one of the rules, you may go to the hole. The hole is manual labor without contact with other humans for undisclosed amount of time, and you don't get to eat much, and you usually don't get to sleep. And these are the people who put together, like, from what I'm told from people I trust and know personally, who knew Tom Cruise's involvement.
Yeah.
Basically, they oversaw him and David Miscavige oversaw children working all hours of the night to help build a sauna or a spa or something for the two of them to hang out in.
Really?
Might have been a hot tub, something like that.
They work.
Yeah, just what Rumble's saying. Yeah.
Yeah, they get underpaid, no days off, shit food. How is this legal?
There's their religion there. The FBI has
I don't understand.
has done a lot of work into it, but they haven't been able to put it down. Here's the thing: if you go into a house where a wife is being abused, and you can see her face is mangled from the abuse, and she says, "I'm not being abused. I'm happy to be here. I want to be here." What are you going to do?
Yeah, yeah. Scarborough is saying, "Aren't you always monitored once you get in?"
Yeah, they monitor everything. They had people. You may have heard about in documentaries or somewhere that, like in North Korea, when they give you internet, they give you internet disc that monitors or limits what you can see on the internet, right? So you can see only what they want you to see. Scientology does something similar. They don't want you knowing what's happening in the outside world, because then they'll be influenced or see something that makes them think more about what they're following and go, well, this is wrong. I shouldn't be part of this.
Like Katie Holmes did. Like Katie Holmes was like,
Katie Holmes got out. Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, this is what, first of all, I don't even know how she lasted that long. I mean, like, I would have been.
She seems halfway normal. Yeah.
I would have been with misbehaving.
I mean, the Scientologists can be normal. They just don't know what they're doing. Yeah.
I don't think
Here's the thing. Well, see, a lot of people have negativity towards Scientologists. And here's the thing. There's two kinds of Scientologists. There's like just two kinds of people in the open world, good people, bad people. A lot of people who get into Scientology get into it with good intention. They think they're going to change the world. This is some new wave crap that's going to be awesome. I want to be part of this. Let me get on the ground level.
Yeah, but when they say it has to do with aliens in your blood, like how is any how like
I can't answer that for you. I don't know.
How does someone go, oh, we're going to change the world with that?
I can see a level of rationalizing in your own head, like maybe this doesn't sound real to me, or this sounds ridiculous, but maybe it's meant to be theory, and maybe it's meant to be metaphorical, and I'm just going to go along with it because I want to reach total freedom. I want to be clear. And so you kind of rationalize the irrational and just make it make sense for yourself.
So they don't believe in.
Also, you've already invested hundreds of thousands of dollars. You don't want to be wrong. You don't want to leave this. This is all you know now. This is all you know now. Especially in the Sea Org. I mean, the Sea Org, that they grow up in there, they come out into the world and they don't know what's waiting for them out here.
I just want to say, Scarborough I thought you were saying the C word. Not Sea Org. He thought you were saying C word.
The C word. You know, there are people in Scientology who are the C word. Yeah.
Right.
That's a whole different unit.
She escaped with a clever plan made with the burner phones and her lawyer dad. I can't believe that you have to escape something like it just sounds to me.
Escape is a word you hear a lot about Scientology. If you read Scientology books written, again, a lot of people I know of them. I know them personally. A lot of people, their books have the word escape in them because you don't leave Scientology. Especially if you're in the C word. Like I'll give you a an opposite side of the spectrum. Jason Lee from My Name is Earl was a Scientologist.
Okay.
He left quietly. He never talks about it, ever. Positive, negative, or anything. Jason Lee's doing fine. If you leave Scientology, especially if you're a celebrity, you leave Scientology and you say, I can't believe what I saw while I was in there. This is ridiculous. Some of this abuse has to stop. They will go out to destroy you. And you've seen that on lower levels with this like crappy people in the real world. Imagine when you got millions of dollars behind your operation to try to take people down and destroy their reputation. Leah Remini's been dealing with it ever since she left Scientology.
Rumble says they are indoctrinated by the time they find out about Xenu.
Yeah, it's like a little bit late at that point to apply critical thinking on that, I think.
I don't know what Xenu is, but
Xenu's who I just told you was that galactic lord in charge of removing the overpopulation.
removing what?
He had to get rid of the overpopulation, so he put them all on DC-10s and then the volcano.
Gotcha.
I know it's a lot. It's a lot.
It is a lot. Like, how did folks?
Hey, Sige.
Yeah. How did the folks follow Heaven's Gate or David Koresh or Jim Jones? No, I know, but you know what?
It's the same difference. Yeah,
it is. But they used like a long-standing belief, you know, Jesus and God and heaven. You know what I mean? Like this is like literally
it's a lot harder to swallow. Yeah,
made up by a writer,
a fiction writer, a science fiction writer,
like a fiction writer. Like it was made up, and he created. Like, can you imagine Stephen King creating a universe, like creating something? Like, no, I can't. Like, so it's hard for me to like I don't understand how people, and then they want their kids to believe this. So they don't believe in a heaven or a hell or things like that. They
say they acknowledge and accept all religions, but that's not what they practice.
Well,
they believe in reincarnation. So that was what I was saying about it doesn't matter how old you are, they'll ask you like really nasty questions. A child is an adult in Scientology, and that leads to other problems that we can or maybe won't get into depending on what you feel like breaching. But no. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's a prettier version of a lot of stuff. That's a good way to put it, Doug.
Isn't it amazing that a religion was created by a sci-fi writer that wanted to be venerated? I don't understand. They get into cults because they are missing something, and the cult figures it out and abuses her. Yeah, I can see that. Yes, I see. I watch a lot of true crime, so I do watch a lot of the cult stuff. There, I just got done watching something about the FDS cult, and which is still active. I don't know how it's active, but the head guy is now in jail. He's been in jail. I don't know if he's still alive, but he was in jail. But the FDS church, the cult, still exists today. There's people that are still involved in this cult, and I can see that. But it's like getting past the initials. Like, okay, these little aliens were dropped down to Earth into a volcano. Now they're in your bloodstream, and that's what makes you do. Like, I can't, like, before you get to, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yes, yes.
I don't know. I just
so
okay. So you're how do you prove yourself to get to next levels?
Well, you just have to pass your. All right, so it's so funny. You got to do the audits. You got to pay your money. You got to pay your dues. Dues are most important. You do your audits, and you got to pass your audit. And again, the audit is such a joke that pass fail is just. There was a point. Let me just throw a little wrench in here. There was a point where they had to change the entire auditing process from what L. Ron Hubbard originally wrote, which is something they're not supposed to do, is change the original religious documentation because too many people were becoming clear. They're like, oh, we can't make it look that easy. So they had to make it more complicated and change the way it was written. And yeah, again, money. Yeah. Yeah.
And buy all the books.
Buy all the books. Now, look, if you get to the point of you left Scientology because you couldn't do it anymore and you say anything negative about them, you become what's called an SP.
An SP.
A suppressive person.
An excommunicado.
Same kind of thing. Yep. You're a suppressive person. So I've watched somebody that I know as an ex-Scientologist did a live video from the Hollywood location. She's an older lady. She's standing out there outside warning people. People are coming in, they just are leaving. They just got their degree for their first course they passed. And they're so proud and happy. And she's like, you know, this is a cult. They're going to hurt you. Please look into things. She suggests some resources, and they just sort of like blow her off and walk away. Another lady comes out with a walker, and she looks at her and goes, oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long. She was so happy to see her again. And she's like, yeah, how have you been? She's good because I'm an SP now. And the lady stopped smiling, turned around, and walked away. This is on a live stream.
Wow.
She's no longer accepted.
So
She's no longer any good. This breaks up families and marriages, by the way.
I was gonna say, like, do most of the people?
It was Tori Magoo. Yes, it was Rumble.
Yes.
It absolutely. You probably saw the one I saw then. That was like a couple years ago.
Yeah. So generally, do these people that join? I mean, is there anything that is ever positive that happens in their lives, or is there a decline? Like in the outside world, like if you knew somebody that was involved with this, do you generally see them like the same or better, or do you generally see them declining in their life, like losing
like
their
after they leave Scientology?
No,
or you
while
mean
they're in it
in general? Okay, so while they're in it,
like
especially if they're children, they don't get like a real education. They don't learn much, and they only know Scientology, so they may not know that there's better out there. I'll give you an interesting example. I won't mention names, but I had somebody on my podcast who had just left Scientology.
Mm-hmm.
She had recently, before that, appeared on Scientology in the Aftermath, which was Leah Remini's show on A&E.
Okay.
And when I talked to her, she talked about just preaching how great it is to be free from the cult, how she's just getting used to living a regular civilian life again. And about a year and a half later, I checked in on her and I said, how you doing? She said, I'm thinking about going back. People go back. And I'm like, why are you going to? She didn't go back. I'm like, why would you go back? She says, it was all I knew. This is too hard. This is too hard. I mean, I had horrible living conditions, but at least I had living conditions. And I said to her, I said, welcome to the real world. I wasn't trying to be too harsh on her, but like, welcome to the real world. This is what we all go through. You make it work. And it's still a hell of a lot better than being stuck in a situation where you might, for some stupid reason, be stuck in a hole. Or something worse, or be affiliated with something.
So it's like
wrong.
the mafia, right? Where the mafia will give you something to help you out, and then they want your life in return.
I guess I'll tell you what it's like. The mafia is when I tell you that Leah Remini's been harassed since she's left Scientology, and a lot of other people. That's called OSA. That's the Operations of Special Affairs. They have a group. It's kind of like a little secret service group. They're a bunch of clowns who will set out to destroy you
when you leave, to make it seem like you were better there.
Yeah, there are people. Well, not to seem like you were better there. Not destroying you to come back. They have when people escape, they have tracked them down and brought them back before.
Oh my God.
But like dragging them against their will back. But there are people who just won't have anything to do with them anymore, and they will do ops on them to destroy their reputation, destroy their character. So you'll see all of a sudden, Taryn, you have a sister, right?
Yes.
Let's say you and your sister are in Scientology. You leave. You and your sister are fine, by the way. You've had a great relationship growing up. Nothing wrong.
Right.
You leave Scientology, and you're like, I hope my sister leaves someday. That place is a disaster. And then 5 months later, a website appears. Who is Taryn Kerper? You didn't put it up. Scientology put it up. And it's your sister on video talking about what a horrible human being you are.
Wow.
Accusing you of crimes and things you never did. They do that.
Wow.
Fair gaming. That's right, Rumble. Fair gaming.
So language Dr. Lou said, last night I did a live stream on cults in New York State, and Scientology is certainly among them. since they have organizations in New York City and Buffalo and a mission in Albany. Jeez, that's a lot. Well, New York is big. Um, and then Rumble says Chloe Fimmon is a Scientologist.
Yeah,
She
that
would
bones me
tell you
out.
she is awesome. Life is great. Elizabeth Moss, the same. Lots of celebs who would say it's great.
So that's the third level I was talking about, celebrity, right?
Yeah, and Scarborough said, of
Celebrities
course the
see
celebrities say it's great. Well, because they can afford to do whatever they need to do.
that's exactly right what Doug said there. So yeah, celebrities are your Mickey Mouse of Scientology. Leah was one of the mascots of Scientology. You put out, Tom Cruise and John Travolta are faces of Scientology. If you put out these big $1 million box office stars that say Scientology is great, why wouldn't I believe Scientology is great? You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Yeah.
they need that. So they treat celebrities like royalty.
Like, do you think L. Ron Hubbard meant for it to go this far? Like, do you
I
think he started doing this thinking it would go this far, or do you think he was creating this fictional make believe thing that thought it wouldn't go this far?
No, I think he would have just I've talked to some people who knew L. Ron Hubbard as well as David Miscavige, who told me they believe that David Miscavige is much more harsh and villainous than L. Ron Hubbard would have been. However, when you're a person like L. Ron Hubbard or David Miscavige or the leader of Heaven's Gate or David Koresh, the whole thing, you go as far as you need to protect yourself. So I believe it would have gotten this far with L. Ron Hubbard. I absolutely do. That's my
But you
opinion.
think he wanted it to go this far?
I don't think he cared if it went that far.
Uh-huh.
L. Ron Hubbard ran illegal operations in the 70s. He ran an ops with OSA before OSA was officially OSA, I think, called Project. Was it Project? Remind me, Ramble. Project Snow White, I think, where
Oh,
they actually and they call this safe pointing, which still happens today in the business world, the political world, professional world. Safe pointing, they get people from Scientology um, to gather themselves into positions in the IRS, anything the U.S. government has that could hurt Scientology, and they infiltrate it, and they even stole thousands of documents. Project Snow White, thank you, Rumble. Thousands of documents from the IRS, from a couple other agencies, and people were prosecuted for it. That's not even something that people accused them of. They did that,
right.
but IRS forgave them in 1993.
Why?
And David Miscavige stood there on stage and bragged about how Scientology wore them down, begged them, threatened them, blackmailed them. He basically says it. Rumble probably knows what I'm talking about. He basically says all the things they did, and they're cheering. This is a good thing. Scientology is now a religion, free. It
Wow.
was the craziest freaking thing.
Scarborough says it's funny. We're worried about AI videos of things people didn't really say, but here they make people say stuff they want them to.
Yeah, and they'll make people believe it. I'm going to tell you both a sad and happy story. I think you've heard about this in our private chats, Taryn, but I'm going to say here for the show. I know a man I met at an anti-Scientology event and celebration who was getting a divorce from a Scientologist, and he was ex-Scientology. He couldn't get custody of his kids. His wife was going to raise his kids in Scientology as the last thing he wanted. So what happened was the kids were raised to believe he never wanted to have anything to do with them. That he didn't want kids. He spent the last 10 years literally in and out of court fighting for their custody. When they found out, they left Scientology and now they've been reunited within the last year.
Oh wow.
That's the happy ending.
Right.
And I was funny. I've talked to people who because Terry, this is a very common thing in Scientology and other cults. There's a lot of people who have children, parents, and other loved ones and friends that they can't talk to right now that refuse to have anything to do with them. And sometimes when they hear a story like that, they might be a little bit, and it's not malicious, but they're a little jealous. I say look at it as hope. You know, that I believe you can't be someone's child. I believe you can't be someone's child and another birthday passes when you get to 35 or whatever. After since you were 13 or 10 and you go and you're not going, I wonder what my parent is up to.
All right.
You got to, they're thinking of it, but they've been conditioned. My parents hate me.
Yeah. Yeah. Rumble says L. Ron had special rules for celebs. He thought that they vibrated differently. L. Ron absolutely thought the church would be as big as it is. Interesting.
Yeah,
And
it's all just running on money now. Yeah.
Snow White was the largest infiltration of the IRS, CIA, FBI, etc. They got people into those places and got blackmail material to gain religious status.
That's how they blackmailed them. Yeah. Yeah.
Scarborough saying, I wonder how many Scientologists in government were laid off with all the stuff this year or if they're still there.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Language Dr. Lou is saying, yes, it's ironic that even L. Ron Hubbard's family was destroyed by the cult of his own creation. That's what I'm saying. Like, do you see these people? Like, that was what I was saying. Like, you see these people actually being successful in anything, or do over time, or are they, deteriorating in their lives? Like,
Yeah, well, David Miscavige even put his dad, Ron Miscavige, who recently passed away, rest in peace, put him in the status of SP. And Ron Miscavige was speaking out against Scientology, his dad.
I was gonna say, like, are there any like, and I've never looked this
Disconnection, that's right. It's called Disconnection. Sorry, go ahead.
Are there any like documentaries that have been done about Scientology?
It's been a few.
Any good ones that you know what I mean? That like
yes, you know what I'm sorry. I don't want to like lay a lot on you and the viewers, but my journey was I first saw when I wanted to learn about Scientology. I saw a British documentary by John Sweeney. I love John Sweeney. I've interviewed him. John Sweeney is a BBC reporter, or was, I don't know where he reports now, but he was a BBC reporter, and he did a documentary that you can find on YouTube called Scientology and Me.
Okay.
It's a good first look. Like that was probably the first real deep investigation into it, where he revealed a lot of stuff in this short documentary.
It's so crazy to me that they legally get away with all the stuff that they get away with. Like I'm reading Rumble's, oh man, his dad and mom's escape story is wild. Like how do they, I mean, there was for a little bit where Scientology was like so big and then you didn't hear anything. I mean,
it's still there. They've been bleeding out with Leah Remini's efforts. She's been really strong on that. Probably the best thing to ever happen to people fighting cults would be Leah Remini leaving Scientology. I honestly believe. Go Clear is the one that got most people's attention first. Yeah, that was the biggest one.
Scarborough,
I would recommend watching wherever you can find it streaming. We'll get to Scarborough in a second. I recommend watching Scientology and the Aftermath series. It's very strong.
What is it?
Scientology and the Aftermath. It stars Leah Remini and former OSA boss, who actually was in Scientology and Me on the Scientology side, Mike Rinder, exposing Scientology's abuses and secrets. And also, rest in peace to Mike Rinder. He passed away this last year.
Oh, sorry.
Good guy.
Language Dr. Lou said, Going Clear, Scientology and the Prison of Belief is a good.
Yeah, it's the Going Clear one. Yep. It's on Netflix. Oh, good.
Yeah, no, I like that. The 80s were big for them. Now, I got to be honest with you. I learned about it. Obviously, it's when Tom Cruise and the whole Katie Holmes thing. Like, I remember like that happening, and I remember
it all happened around the same time with Leah Remini too. So it was Leah Remini, Katie Holmes. I think someone else had a conflict with them.
Yeah.
It just brought a lot of news, and that's why I did my podcast. I did on that. I did Come Get Some for a while on Scientology. Come get some extra.
Yeah.
It was because I wanted to see for myself. Is this like this is the kind of shit they do, Taryn? Leah Remini and Mike Rinder would have a guest on that was an ex-Scientologist. They tell their story in however time you can, 45-minute show with editing and all that stuff and explanations and explanation. Well, they said people would say in Scientology, well, that's scripted. That was all scripted. It was all made up. And then they would trash the people who went on there. I'd have the people that went on there on Come Get Some and get an hour and 45 minutes out of them of what actually happened. And it would be clear. Like, okay, well, they're not reciting a script from A&E. They just talked to me personally. And I've talked to them more off air. And I'm like, these people are real people that went through something legitimate.
Right.
And I wanted to be able to relay that because I felt like Scientology would come up. People would report on it. You'd see something on the news or something or a special. And then the abuse goes on for a few more years because people stopped talking about it. So I at least kept it going as a never member of Scientology, one of the only people doing it at the time for 3 years.
So like, gosh, I have more questions than now that I know a little bit. Now it definitely sounds culty.
I should have warned you. This might take more than an hour.
I mean, Language Dr. Lou is saying, did anybody mention David Miscavige's missing?
Where's Shelley? Yeah.
That story is fascinating to me. So there's a missing. So is David Miscavige? Is he like L. Ron Hubbard's right hand man? Like, is he like next?
Not at all. No, I mean. I think All Around took him under his wing. This is a whole nother story, Taryn, and I don't know if I remember enough details to really get into it, but David Miscavige took control of Scientology. It wasn't given to him. He didn't inherit it. It wasn't in any will. It wasn't in any. There was a process that was supposed to be followed that was not followed, and he just assumed it, and nobody stopped him.
And he would and L. Ron Hubbard was like, just take it. Or he couldn't do anything about it. Or were they at different times? I don't know.
No, he did that after Elron passed.
Oh, okay.
Somebody had to take over, right? And I think there was going to be a vote or something by the people in the Sea Org, but no, he just took it.
He stole Rumble saying he stole the leadership. It's too detailed, is right.
No, Rumble's got it. Rumble's got it. So the thing with I forgot.
Scarborough said, "Oh, I forgot about that. Yes, his wife has been missing since."
Oh, the thing with the wife. Well, not since the pandemic started, since before then, but she's been seen. People pretty much know where she is. But here's what happened. She disagreed with her husband on one too many. She was pretty high ranking too in Scientology, and she disagreed with her husband on a couple things, so he had to make her disappear. That's the gist of it.
So she's questioning.
She's somewhere, but I don't know if she's happy about it, or I don't know if she's indoctrinated enough that she's just accepting her.
So was she questioning
banishment
the practices of Scientology?
Nope. Not that I'm aware of. She was just not agreeing with some of the. If I understand correctly, she was not agreeing with some of the choices he was making, as far as just decisions. Just like she would contradict him on some things. And he ain't like that. He doesn't like that.
So she had to be excommunicado.
Basically, I don't think she's in the hole for her life. I think she's somewhere just living life out, the rest of her life out, just sort of
alone.
Sort of a non-captive kind of thing, some kind of Stockholm thing, maybe. I don't know the details honestly on that, but yeah. But basically, what happened? Rumble said that's why Leah left. That's kind of why that was the final straw for Leah. Was she was at Tom Cruise's wedding, and Shelley Miscavige wasn't there, and that was the first time. And Leah had a bit of a relationship with Shelley Miscavige, but Shelley was never not seen by David's side at a big event, and Shelley wasn't there. And she said, "Where's Shelley?" And somebody high-ranking in OSA said, "You don't have enough rank to ask that question." She's like, "I don't have enough rank to ask where a human being is."
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. She's in Hemet, California. There's a crazy ranch out there. I think she may still be a believer.
Yeah, I think so too, Rumble. I think so too. Or
Um,
she would have probably found a way out by now.
Language
Maybe. I don't know.
Lou. Non-captive captive is a great way to put it. Just ask Jenna Miscavige, her niece.
She's got her own stories. Yep.
And so is Jenna a part of Scientology
She's
too?
out. She's out. She was like
She was.
like he was like Lou said, that was David's niece.
And it's a shame that like there's children born into it, so they really have no choice, right?
They don't know. It's the saddest thing. I want you to think of people in your life, because everybody watching this now, yourself, myself, we've all had people in our lives who were narcissists, like real rank horrible sociopaths,
Right.
and we despise those people. They're the dirt of the earth, we feel. But a lot of the time, psychologically speaking, they're that way for a reason. And that's why I struggle with the ex-Scientology community, because there's some people in that community who I know, and it breaks my heart, they never had a chance.
Right.
And while I can forgive them it and understand it, I can't talk to them. I can't be
But
around them. I
they
can't go with
were
them. It's horrible.
I hate to say this way, and I don't mean it in a mean way, but if they weren't born into it, at one point in their life, they were normal people. Like they believed in the normal things,
Yeah.
whatever belief it was, right? And then they got to hear like, how do they not, like when they get out of it, how do they not go back to what they knew? Or you know what I'm saying? Like if they stop believing in this Scientology,
How did they wake up from it?
but like no, but how can't they recover from that? Like how aren't they? Because at one point they were normal people like you and I, you
Mhm.
know, and they went and they believed in this stuff, and then they escape it, so to speak. How do they not? How are, because you're saying like you can't talk to these people? Is it because they don't choose? Are they still, they're out of it, but they still believe in it, or they're out of it and they're different because they were in it?
Scientology has its own news source. Scientology is the only place you can go to know the truth. They take bits of, and I think all cults do this, they take bits of reality. Like, we know sometimes cops are bad. We know sometimes politicians are bad.
Right.
We know sometimes the news is bad. We
Right.
know sometimes certain people, anywhere else are bad. Well, they take that to about 1,000, and they go, I'm the only place you can come for the truth. And they believe it. By the time that comes around, they can meet me. They can hear me do a podcast about voice acting, or a podcast about someone's personal abuse story or whatever, and think I'm the nicest, most reasonable, smartest guy they've ever met. And when I say Scientology is a cult, they go, "Who put you up to this?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm the enemy all of a sudden, right
So
away.
even
The
if they
enemy.
leave, the people that have left that you still can't talk to them. They think that you're
Oh, once they leave, no, they apologize most times. They go, "Yeah, I did not know. I did
that's what
not
I'm
get
saying,
it."
like, because I thought you said some of them that have left you can't talk to them or something, or
Well,
they
no, you can't talk to them when. I mean, there are people once they leave you can't talk to if they grew up in it, because they've been so destroyed by their upbringing that they
right.
are not the most functional people. And that's not a knock on them. That's not an insult. It's
Right.
sad. It
Yeah.
kills me.
Jenna escaped Scientology at the age of 21 and wrote a very interesting book
There's a
about it.
book. Yeah.
Language, Dr. Lou says. Rumble says they are called second gens. Lots of channels out there. It's quite a scene. Lots of heartbreak, lots of dysfunction. Agreed, Chris. And she also said the born-ins do not know our normal. No, I know, and that's what's sad. That's a shame.
And that's a lot. And it just keeps happening. We
Hold
can't
on a second.
until we stop Scientology, that shit's gonna keep coming.
It also has its own language.
It does.
What?
It does. I can't remember the examples I used to use because I used to have fun with it on Come Get Some. every once in a while, or when you get a chance, go look on YouTube and look up celebrities talking about Scientology.
Oh my gosh.
And you'll hear them talk about, because it'll be usually interviews, maybe more in-house and less like public videos they're supposed to be, where they're talking about, they use words that don't exist. They made up words.
I feel like I might remember hearing this when it
That's
was
right, Doug.
all, but I don't know if I ever, um, like Gypsy Rose Blanchard,
That
LOL.
sounds familiar. That may be an example to refer to. I don't remember. That might be right. It sounds familiar.
And then language doctor says, yes, I call their language Scientologies.
Um, I think
Like,
one of the words is knowingness. It is knowingness.
what does it
I'm in a
mean?
state of knowingness.
What
Why?
is it?
I guess
Knowingness?
I know better now. I'm in the state of knowingness.
Oh, knowingness?
Yeah, it's not a word, but words like that, Thetan,
Yeah,
you
Satan.
know,
Yeah, like that's crazy. But it's crazy how it sounds like Satan, but Satan.
Thetan.
Satan. That is just it's just crazy. It almost, I mean, like I'm starting to second guess what kind of people I was dealing with when my name was being dragged through the mud because it sounds similar.
Well, here's the thing that I've learned since, because I was Catholic, I was pretty well Catholic on the church, and still defending organized religion for the most part.
Yes, I
Yeah,
see.
we see you, Ghost Girl.
We see you.
And after doing this 3 years of the
Oh,
Scientology stuff, I've
it's my
started doubting
peach.
organized religion more, because why would I not question that too?
It's one of my
Because
peaches.
oh, hey Peach, hey
It's
Kim
Kim.
Peach.
It's Kim. I don't know how the fuck to use YouTube.
You got
So
Satan in
go
your
ahead.
blood, yeah. No, so like I've started questioning organized religion, and I've started to notice. I think we've had people with sociopathic tendencies. I'm not a psychologist. I can't diagnose, but I think we've seen it, and many times in our lives more than we realize we've seen it. It's so common. It's not much different than that of a leader of a cult. It's just they have a smaller cult. Their cults, they're what do they call them? They're flying monkeys, right? So I've had people go after me on a personal level outside of the cult. I've had the cult come after me, but I've had people come after me, and they've had friends that I thought were my friends that turned on me to protect their friend because he bought. You've seen this in real life. You've seen this in your life. And they came back later and were like, I just found out you were right. I'm so sorry. Like someone said they were going to punch me. One of my biggest supporters of Come Get Some said he wanted to punch me if they ever see me.
Really?
Yeah, they hated me. And then they were like, oh yeah, that was a mistake. Oops, sorry. Like, and
Yeah.
then that happens, you kind of got to forgive them, because we can all be fooled.
Yeah. That's
We've
true.
all been fooled. We've all
Yeah,
been fooled.
absolutely. Rumble says misemotion and turbulation.
And
My fate.
turbulation's a fun one people
What
play
is
with.
it? What
Yeah.
does this stuff mean? Do you know what these words mean?
Well, sometimes
I
when you
mean,
say I look like I'm
misemotion.
wearing makeup on Fear of the Living, I
Right.
become turbulated. You've irritated me. I'm turbulated. I mean,
Oh,
that's like a loose definition, I guess.
so they wouldn't say I'm frustrated. They would say I'm turbulated.
Yeah, it's because they're taught.
I can't believe they have their own language. So they teach people this language. So if I
Yes.
ever hear somebody using some weird words, I'm just gonna be
They
like,
also protect. God, I don't want to go too far. They protect sexual assaulters and child sex assaulters when they can. They're not protecting the assaulters. They're protecting the cult. So like if we're teaching you to be the best human being you can possibly be, and we're the most ethical religion in history, is what they call themselves, the most ethical religion to ever exist. People can't think we have child rapists and rapists in there. I would say if you were the most ethical, you get rid of them. But what they do is they move them from one location to another. Sometimes with children.
ew.
Yeah. So you know the Danny Masterson thing, right? You know, he went to jail for rape and sexual assault.
Is
I
that
try to
the
be careful.
that's the guy from that 70s show?
Yeah, he was a Scientologist.
Oh,
I did a lot on Come Get Some about Danny Masterson.
I didn't
And
realize he was Scientology though.
Scientology was on a full all out attack on the characters of anybody who claimed to be sexually assaulted by him.
So I'm surprised he didn't try. Did he try to use that in court?
What? Oh, he claimed innocent.
Like, because I mean, if these people full on believe in what they're being taught, um, couldn't one say, and I'm not sticking up for anybody because I'm not saying that, but couldn't one say as a defense, like, this is our normal life. Like, this is what's normal to us.
Not sexual assault.
So
Not
that's,
not the things he's accused of.
oh, I thought you said that they protect people like that. And like
Oh no, they protect. So they just act like it didn't happen. Their job is not to defend Danny Masterson. It's to destroy the people who accuse Danny Masterson. It's to destroy his victims, to vilify them, to
okay.
destroy their reputation, and they
Oh,
do it very well. They do it very well.
oh, yeah.
And one of the things they did. What's that?
Rumble said the cult knew long before the cops did.
They did because it was in his auditing sessions, which they refused to reveal because they're protected, just like if you confess in church.
Oh.
There was a big fight over that. It definitely was discussed in auditing. They didn't care.
He had letters of support from Mila Kunis. No!
Yeah, they did apologize later, but I'm not sure how sincere it was.
I liked
They
Mila.
love Danny. So what'll happen is,
So language actually, yes, Danny Masterson is still a Scientologist
is he though? I thought he
in
wasn't.
good standing. The church covered up his crimes and expelled his victims, declared them as SP and fair game.
That all happened, but I'm fairly certain that he's now considered an SP because now they have to wash their hands of him.
Wow.
So like his wife divorced him. She was 100% on his side through the whole trial. All of a sudden, she dropped him like a bad habit.
So Rumble says also anything in the cult, anything that happens is called pulling it in. So the raped girls pulled in the rapes as per cult belief.
And there were a lot of them, by the way, and that is correct. You pulled it in, and
so meaning like they asked for it, or they were the reason for it.
Anything bad that happens to you, especially if it happened in Scientology, you must have deserved it. Yes.
Wow.
That is another one of the heartbreaking facts and realities of Scientology and other cults is, you caused this. You brought this on yourself.
Wow.
You brought this on yourself.
That's crazy. I wonder if my show's going to get like ixnayed off
attacked
YouTube.
I mean, if you get like 1 million views, maybe, but they're not too worried. Like I got harassed by Scientology, but not like other people get harassed.
Right.
Not like other people got harassed. They tried to mess with me. It didn't go very far because it didn't have anything.
Wow.
But they tried.
So,
I was never big enough to go after hard.
Yeah, no, me neither. I hope they better leave me alone. I'm gonna get Rumble and Misbelief on like to back me up if if anybody tries to come after me. But so how many?
Wait! I won't get into details.
Okay.
And maybe I should do this off air, but this may sound familiar to you, Taryn.
Okay.
There was a woman. I want to be careful how I say this, and I was really scared because I was new to podcasting. I didn't want to overstep anything. There was a woman who was dealing with some kind of psychological issue. Okay.
Rumble said, "Well, the algo got me here."
Yeah, the algorithm got you here. That's true.
Yeah. Well,
there was a woman who was definitely going through some kind of mental issue. She wasn't like non-functional. I mean, she's still capable of things, but she was easily manipulated. They got her to try to convince me to bring her on the podcast to tell her side on Scientology's behalf.
Oh.
And I was going to let her do it because I'm honest and want to be fair, and they knew I was going to do it.
Right.
When I found out that she had this issue and she was talking to the head of OSA, to organize this, I knew I was being set up. I
Right.
was in a lose scenario.
Well, what do you think
Because
would have
either I'm going to have her on and I'm going to say I mistreated her because she's obviously not all there, or I'm going to say I can't have her on because she's obviously not all there, and then I'm being discriminatory against somebody with a mental disorder. I chose the latter, but that was always going to be a lose lose situation. But I wasn't going to get into it with somebody who was being used by Scientology in that manner.
right, right. I mean, otherwise would have been an interesting guest to have on, but
It would have been nonsense. It would have been nonsense, and I would have been just a mess over it, and they would have made it worse.
um Scarborough says this is such a big, weird, cruddy subject, but it's better than
Mm.
ignoring the stuff. Yeah. I didn't know
Yeah, it
half.
should not be ignored. It should not be ignored.
Yeah, and I knew nothing. I don't even know what happened this morning. I woke up and I for some insane reason Scientology popped in my head. And I'm like, Chris knows about Scientology. I'm like, I wonder if he'd come on and talk about it because I don't know a thing about it except for when Tom Cruise was jumping up and down on the couch. And the next thing I knew, Katie Holmes is leaving him because she wanted to leave Scientology or whatever. And she thought he was crazy.
No, he wanted to put Siri in the Sea Org, and
Oh,
she ran and got Siri out of there with her.
yeah. Lisa, language doctor says Lisa McPherson, her story says it all about this COS. What's this?
Lisa McPherson,
What's the COS?
Church of Scientology.
Oh, Church of Science. Okay, thank you. Sorry, language doctor. I didn't know what you're with the Church of Science. Lisa McPherson. Yeah, like I'm definitely going to check that Netflix
She
documentary.
died under Scientology's care. They dropped the ball, and because they don't want to take people to doctors.
They don't believe in doctors.
No, I mean I think there may be some situations where they do. For the most part, no. Like I know people who weren't able to take aspirin or anything for a headache, or things like that. Because it should all be done through clearing and auditing.
Holding two cans.
Look, if you have a headache, you caused it on yourself. Probably one of your thetans. And it sounds funny, but somebody listening to this going, yeah, he's right, because they believe it.
Wow. And
You're right,
you're
Rumble. It's
supposed to
heartbreaking.
hold two cans to get rid of your headache.
Yeah, you got to audit those. Got to get those thetans out. Those thetans are causing you trouble.
It really
Now,
is heartbreaking for people.
this is how This is how they break up marriages and family. Let's say I decide to join Scientology, and I'm loving it. Oh, am I loving it? And my wife doesn't join. She's like, "Did you see the things that they were saying on TV about Scientology?" And I go to Scientology and I tell my auditor, "My wife says maybe I should leave Scientology." Oh, your wife is the cause of your troubles. Your wife is an SP.
Mm.
Well, now I have a decision. I either continue my road to total freedom up the bridge, or I stay married, basically,
And become an SP.
and become an SP myself. That's right.
Right. Yeah. Did Nicole Kidman get out of that stuff too when she left Cruise?
I believe so.
She got out of it.
Yeah, I don't think she's in Scientology. She's actually spoken about not much, but she said a couple of things against Scientology, I think.
Hold on. Dr. Berg, he is a freaking Scientologist.
I'm not sure who Dr. Berg is.
Yeah, me either.
Sounds familiar.
Kristen said Toucan Sam.
Is Toucan Sam a Scientologist?
Maybe.
I mean, if he can bring money in his beak, probably. Unless he's talking about the voice of Toucan Sam.
Looking up Cruise's wives. He was married to Mimi Rogers too.
Yeah, I do not recall if Mimi's still part of it.
Oh, Kristen said my religion makes you eat Fruit Loops.
I like your religion. I'm going to join your cult. It sounds unharmful. Well, long range, maybe harmful. But no, the thing is, I would really recommend. I think it's worth watching Scientology and Me. Definitely watch Going Clear, but Scientology Me is a good one.
Oh,
One thing that really irritated me and irked me, like a lot of people who are in Scientology or ex-Scientologists for some reason, just can't hate on John Travolta because I guess generally he's like a nice guy. But I saw him in an interview on a red carpet for an awards ceremony, and they asked him point blank, "What do you say about toucans?" I got you there,
Now I
Flower
got it.
Girl.
Yeah, and
I
she's
got you,
already
Chris.
got her first cult member, Scarborough, Fruit Loops. My
It
one.
figures it would be Doug. All right, so what was I talking about?
Okay, so go ahead. We were talking about.
Oh, John Travolta. He's on the red carpet at a award ceremony. They asked him to speak directly to accusations of abuse in Scientology. And you
But
know what
he's
his response was?
what?
I can't speak for what they went through, but they've been really good to me. That to me said everything I need to know about his moral compass. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
It's amazing that Scientology never dragged Hulk Hogan in since his wife was a Scientologist and he lived in Clearwater, Florida.
That
Yeah.
is a cloudy, muddy area, and I kind of don't want to get into it because there's other people involved that I don't want to talk about right now. But she was allegedly an ex-Scientologist. There are people who believe she was trying to bring him into Scientology. That may have been made up. I don't know what's real in that story. I just know that Hulk Hogan was married to an ex-Scientologist, and I don't know how far that goes or doesn't go, or if she's still in Scientology and pretending. I got no clue, man. I got no. Hey,
Wow.
Dark Echoes.
Um, I can't believe everything. Like so it just sounds like there's no system. There's no like like what I know. Okay, so the Pope gets to be the Pope because goes up this he goes through these things.
Oh, smoke out the top of the roof or something.
But but he doesn't just wake up and jump out of bed and he's the Pope. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
there's
he's been a cardinal for a while. Yeah, yeah.
like so with this it just sounds like, I mean, God, like how do people believe this? Like you go from like a normal life and then believing that when you hold two cans and these things, it baffles my brain. It's like the same
You're
feeling.
not alone. You're
It's
not
the
alone.
same feeling I get when I think about, and this is no disrespect to anybody, but people that believe that the Earth is flat.
Wait, it's not again?
But I'm just saying, it's I want to have a flat earther on because I just want to like, but now I don't
You
know.
want to talk in circles for an hour and a half?
Chris. but like, but like I don't like. And now I don't know. Like I would have on like Rumble and Misbehaving before I would have on somebody in Scientology because it sounds like it wouldn't be such a good idea.
Do
I
what
don't
you
even.
want. Do what you want. Like you'll get more because of personal experience. Even though I've talked to people with personal experience a lot, you'll get more. I don't know Rumble. I don't know what Rumble's. I don't. Rumble might be a great person right now. It might be terrible. It might be the best person in the world. I don't know. I can't. I can't recommend Rumble or recommend against Rumble. But you probably get more out of Rumble than you get from me, just from that personal experience.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I I have a feeling Rumble's okay.
She
Who's
said,
whose eyes? Is that
like,
Travolta you're talking about?
no, she's saying because she when she went into the church to check it out, like she's like she said I've stared in their eyes, they are vacant, they are not there. Meaning the people that she encountered when she was in that Hollywood, California. Was that Rumble or was that Misbehaving?
That was
I think,
Rumble.
I think it was
Oh no,
Rumble.
misbehaving chick that Rumble I think was in it. Were you not Rumble? Oh, you're stuck there. I don't remember. Now I'm confusing them too. Rumble will clear it up.
Yeah.
I trust Rumble will clear it up.
I think she's a protester for.
Oh, she's been protest. So she's maybe just activism.
Yeah.
It's just good. It's just good.
Yeah, no, that's great.
So I want to say this because I think it's important, and I'm not trying to like pat myself on the back or anything like that. I'm not looking for attention or awards or anything, but I thought what I did on Come Get Some was important because it's something I see in the world today.
Yeah.
And I saw I getting a bald spot or something from my headset, and it's something I'm noticing today, and I noticed a lot in the years leading up um to today, like for like the last 15 years. 15 years ago, I said something about this on my podcast. We've stopped caring, just in general, and we've had so much exposure. Yeah, as a protester, okay,
Okay.
we had so much exposure to loss, to death,
Yeah.
and we've become a little bit indifferent because I'm sorry, I can't roll up in a ball crying for a child in another country from another another weapon that blasts a location in a war or Iraq or something. I can't do that, right? I can't cry for every student shot in school, but I can at least care about it.
Right. For
And
sure.
we've gotten to the point to where people refuse to care.
Right.
And what I thought I did with Come Get Some was trying to set an example. I hope it worked for some people, but set an example of we can do things for people when it doesn't affect us. I'm not affected by Scientology. Scientology is not coming after me. My life wasn't ruined by Scientology, but somebody's was, and and with a platform, I had the ability to do something. We should all be thinking that way, and until we do, we're going to be in the mess we're in right now for a very long time, as far as just the dissension between individuals in the world.
Yeah.
I hope
Scarborough.
that made sense. I was kind of all over the place with that.
No. That made total sense. And Scarborough said, dude, people can't even bring their shopping carts back to the stores. People are so checked out and numb. And you know, that is one thing I always do is I put my shopping cart, either bring it back up to the store or I put it in the shopping cart thing. But it says a lot about a person that doesn't do that. Just saying.
Especially if their parking spot was 2 spots away from the cart return.
Yeah, from the yeah.
That's all the time.
Scarborough also said, looking stuff up. Michael Pena is in Scientology. No.
Yeah, I like his acting, and yeah, and I like Chloe Fine on Silent Live. I just what can you say or do? You can't do anything.
Just like Colt's Dancing with the Devil and 164 Colt of Roblox, Instagram, Minecraft, and TikTok.
Sure. So so what I'm saying is also is like I lost track of
Well
thought.
put, Chris. What?
Thank you, Sage. Thank you, Sage. No, it's just that
Well,
I
anybody
really
that's
lost track of the
interested,
thought.
I want to tell everybody that anybody that's watching that does follow or try, or, follow the Scientology, not follow them like because you're in love with them, but follow them because you're anti.
Anybody you're stalking.
Chris's show, Come Get Some. I'm sure people can still find that.
Yeah, I wish the audio was better, but it's on YouTube. It's not a very big channel. I only have I don't know, maybe a little bit over half the interviews I've ever done on there, and I lost them all on Blog Talk Radio, went off the air. Blog Talk Radio just canceled their services. But on the Miami Six Man channel, if you go at Miami Six Man, you'll find Come Get Some extra in these interviews.
Wow.
And one of them is an interview with Leah Remini herself.
Oh, really?
Do you know who she is? Because you're so blank when I say her name.
No.
Did you ever see King of Queens? Ever heard of King of Queens?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
She's the wife.
The wife.
Yeah, and she was on Saved by the Bell a while back. You were around for that.
Okay.
I think. I know you're young, but
oh, love you. Not that young, but I do remember. I do remember that. Yes. So the wife on King and Queens.
Yeah.
So that's cool that you interviewed her, and when you interviewed her, she left Scientology.
But she was long out. Yeah. She was already doing Scientology in the aftermath. Yeah, I was.
Rumble thinks that's cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool too.
Yeah,
I like her. She's a cool lady. She gets a bad rap, and this is some of the thing that happens with the community when you have such a when you come from such a horrible place, especially all you know is this place, this Scientology thing, and you come out and you're finally free, and you have someone like a Leah Remini and Mike Rinder step up and say, we're gonna help people. I'm gonna put on a show, and you have like what 15 episodes or 10 episodes. You're already gonna tell maybe 20 stories. So there's like a lot of people who would take the lack of their story being told as, "Oh, mine's not important," and then they would like turn on Leah and Mike, and it's horrible. It's
Yeah, but I'm
the
surprised.
worst thing ever.
I'm surprised they were so open about it. I mean, judging by what you're saying about this cult, it sounds like they can be pretty intimidating, maybe violent. I don't even know. Like maybe you know what I
They've been violent before. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm surprised. Um, let's see. Scarborough says Isaac Hayes, and somehow there were rumors he left South Park because they were critical of Scientology, but he
That's not a rumor.
was bed and bound and very ill, and then passed. He was
Probably
bed.
because he didn't get critical attention. I think his son's a little bit more aware of the reality of all that. I hope. I think from what I've seen, but yeah, Isaac Hayes was the chef on South Park. I don't know if you ever saw South Park.
Yeah,
And South Park made fun of everybody,
everybody.
no matter what political, religion,
Everybody.
everything.
The Redskins. They made fun of everybody.
When they did the episode of Scientology,
Ghost Hunters. They did an episode making fun of
they made fun of everybody.
Everybody.
When they did Scientology, because this would make him an SP, Isaac Hayes couldn't be a part of it. And that was the end of Isaac Hayes on South Park.
Wow, because so South Park people are a part of Scientology is basically what we're saying.
Say that again, one more time.
So the South Park people are a part of Scientology, and
no.
Oh, Isaac Hayes was. He couldn't.
Yeah, Isaac Hayes is a Scientology.
Yeah. Okay, I see.
Why would people who are running Scientology make a show revealing their secret OT3? That's what they did.
His son stated he loved Matt and Trey.
That's what I thought.
It wasn't personal when he couldn't record anymore. Season 9. Language Doctor, season 9, episode 12, Trapped in the Closet.
Check it out, people. It's funny.
Yeah, but also check out your if they can find yours.
Yeah, at Miami Sixth Man, all spelled out. Miami Sixth Man.
Yeah.
No numbers.
Oh my God, I love Leah Remini.
Yeah, me too.
That I know. That's cool that you interviewed her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have a weird relationship with her because she's a celebrity. You know, I'm me. So I can get a message back and forth with her, but sometimes it might take her a few months to get back. But what I remember one time I said I stopped doing the show, and she was like, "You should go back to it." And I was like, "I appreciate you saying that, but I don't know if I can."
Rumble says this has been a great, nice conversation, both of you. Thanks to the Algo gods for bringing me here. I have subscribed, and we'll see you all again. Thank you so much, Rumble. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Rumble.
I'd love to do a part 2 and have you on sometime and Misbehaving on and talk about this because you guys have a lot of knowledge about it as well.
Yeah, and I have some, a few stories. Like when I went to the empty org one's a short story, but it's a story. I went there and it was empty. There's more to it, but.
And how do and they just have these buildings? Like it's almost like they just sit empty.
Some of these buildings are trash buildings in bad neighborhoods. Some of them are actually like really fancy and beautiful, and there's no one in them. With like hideaway flat screen TVs and moving doors and everything. Nobody's using it. It's just a wasted space. Could be used for homeless people.
Wow. This has been a really good convo, Chris. I'm happy that I asked you to come on, and
thank you for asking me.
Yes, and thank you for everybody watching and chiming in and sharing your knowledge. And my goodness, please reach out to me if you ever want to come on and talk about it. I would love to talk about it some more as well, because, like, again, this is something that I'm very ignorant to. I have no idea. Like, it's just I never knew any of this stuff. The only thing I ever knew was Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes. That's it. That Salty chocolate balls. Come on, children.
Salty chocolate balls.
Come on.
That always freaked me out, by the way, was that like a late night talk show host can have Leah Remini on, and she'll tell them the horrors of Scientology and how Tom Cruise is involved and how much he knows. And in 2 weeks, they'll be really excited to welcome Tom Cruise on the show.
Yeah.
Because entertainment world, is hypocritical a little bit.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't like that. I don't like it. And I'm surprised that legally this cult can continue with what it's doing. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I like to see it end, and there's others. There's some. I'm being careful. Like, if you see my social media, I'll talk about it. But there's other religions that are more considered legitimate that I would say were just like Scientology. But I think there's probably at least 1 or 2 viewers that are this religion, so I don't want to say it.
Oh, okay. Thank you both for this live stream. I appreciate the discussion so much. Thank you, Language Dr. Lou.
No problem, Dr. Lou.
Thank you for all of your comments and and engaging, because it was
great.
It really made the discussion very, everybody's input was very helpful. And I appreciate everybody that watched, and I appreciate you, Chris.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Chris, check him out. Fear of the Living podcast.
Fear of the Living. I'm going to put a new episode out soon.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm past due. I might do a live randomly. Keep your eyes open. Hit that little bell when you go on my site.
Fear Scientology, and we should have on the Language Doctor. We should have Rumble on. We should have Misbehaving on, and we should all just talk about Scientology.
Watch it end up being like a total disaster, though.
Why would it be?
Yeah, no, I get nervous about unknown factors.
I love the knowledge that's coming in about it. Like, it's crazy. Like, I mean,
Misbehaving's good. We know Misbehaving pretty well.
Yeah. This sound. I mean, I just love all the knowledge. My dog. I don't know if you hear the scraping, but my dog's been.
He wants in.
Yeah, he wants in. My dog wants in for some reason. But I want to thank you for coming on. This has been a great. This turned out. No offense, it turned out a lot better than I thought. Like, I was like, because I don't
think because of that.
and only because I don't know anything about it. So I wouldn't know what questions to ask or how to ask.
Well, I was worried. I would make more mistakes than I did. But I pretty much think I had it all down.
Yeah, no, you did great. Everybody did great. And then this was probably a really good start to my year. Gave me a little bit of hope to make it to my 10-year anniversary.
Coming up.
Yeah, April.
Yeah, it's raised the roof, right?
Whoop, whoop. Vaults. They call movie theaters vaults. They call movie theaters vaults. Wow. Okay. Oh, because
there's just so much you don't know about Scientology still.
Oh, I know. I feel like I don't. That's why I'm saying we should do another one.
We need to do. You know what? Next time there's a No One Alone for Christmas, we should do like a 5-hour block of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and talk about Scientology.
That's so Christmassy. So fun.
Chris, thank you again. Everybody, thank you.
Thank you.
And please go subscribe to Fear the Living podcast and check out his Come Get Some. Again, he's got the interview with Leah Remini in there. So if anybody's interested in that.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to promote that anymore. The more people who hear it, the better. If someone needs to hear it, ends up with it. That's the dream and the goal right there.
For sure. And again, I will be on next week, Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. If anybody's interested in coming on that was on here tonight to talk more about this, please reach out to me. Facebook, or Instagram or TikTok. I'm on all of them as Paranormal Brew. I don't think you can get messages on YouTube. I'm not sure. I don't think you can.
Not private messages. No.
Yeah, so just send me
so.
Yeah. Scarborough says, I find this subject fascinating and horrifying. Yeah, I agree.
It's truly horrifying.
And everybody have a great week. And until next week, sweet dreams.
Howdy-ho.
Howdy-ho.